G'day guys and welcome to another VO vlog. Today I've got my digital projects manager with me and we're going to talk all things SEO and he's the expert.
Excellent.
Galen, first question, how important is SEO?
Well, how important is your business being found on Google?
Very, I'd say.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Organic search listings are the most important when it comes to Google for me. AdWords are definitely there and they definitely pop to the top of the pile.
Yep.
But if you're in the organic search bracket, just under that, generally means that you are giving all the information that the user is looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, me personally, I look straight past those two ad listings and go to the organic listings. And funnily enough, I often see the ad listings and then 3 down is the same business listed.
It's true.
But I still go to the organic search. I don't go to those ads, strangely. I do go to that one on the side, so I don't know what.
Well, you're saving them a little bit of money by not clicking the
nice
ads.
Of me, isn't it? That's not why. It's because I feel like I'm being sold to as opposed to the search I've conducted being answered.
Totally.
Well, that's a great answer. It is important, extremely
But
important.
AdWords can be advantageous in an ultra competitive market as well.
Right. Yep, of course.
Where it may be harder or take longer to get to the top of the organic listings.
So it has its place.
It has its place.
Yeah, that's right. I guess we have to work out where the best return on investment is relative to, do I spend more money on SEO? Do I spend more money on AdWords?
Social media.
Social media helps out with your SEO, all of that kind of stuff, doesn't it? Awesome. So question number 2, where do analytics factor into SEO?
Okay, so analytics, well, they factor not just into your SEO, where you can see how well your SEO is working out, but it also factors into just tracking a user's path throughout your website. So they may land on a service page for something, and then they may go to like the About Us page to see your team, and then possibly they bounce because they don't like what they see there.
That's right.
Or
hopefully they don't bounce on our team page.
I would hope not,
That's
but
right.
stranger things have been known to happen.
That's true.
But analytics will allow you to kind of analyze that,
What's happening?
the user's behavior.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can utilize things like landing pages coming from EDMs to work out whether our campaigns are working on the back of our SEO campaigns as well. So yeah, I think analytics is extremely important because if you don't measure what you're doing, what's the use?
100%.
You're sort of shooting in the dark, aren't you? Are there any absolute no-nos with SEO practices?
Well, there are what you would call depreciated practices.
Sure.
That worked perfectly, 5 years ago, then a Google update to their algorithms has completely rendered it useless.
How about this one though? White text on white background.
That one has been demolished.
That's an absolute no-no, isn't it?
That's a no-no.
They actually will downgrade you, won't it?
They will. That will give you a hit in your rankings. Also, certain directory listings.
Right, yeah.
Much lower quality nowadays, whereas in the late 90s, early 2000s, you would have people creating a giant page of just links to them with text.
The whole backlink generator concept thing.
Exactly, and that Google gets smarter each time they,
of course,
create a new algorithm and refine their algorithm.
Yep.
And then old techniques will not work. So you need to be current with your SEO practices.
How about one I have heard, dual content? So copied content, so something that's exactly the same.
Yes. Yeah, if you have any sort of duplication.
Duplicated content, that's the word I was after.
And Google picks up on that, it will definitely downrank you. And that also happens not only between multiple pages on the internet, but it can also happen on the same domain.
Right, of course.
Even if it's like a subdomain of that domain.
Of course, yeah. So duplicate content, it's pretty much a no-no, isn't it?
Yeah. Rewrite it if you want to.
Of course.
If you want the
content's good,
it.
rewrite it. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, this is a bit of a longer one. I'm going to read this one out. What are some simple things that people may not be doing that can immediately help with their SEO?
How simple are we talking? I mean, a couple of things that would spring to mind would be make sure you've got your sitemap up and running.
Sure, that's a good one.
To cause easy navigation through your site, because sometimes your menu structure on the site may not necessarily link to all the places that you want people to know about.
Right, of course.
And a sitemap just makes that easier.
Yep. H1s, copy.
H1's a great one. So basically with the H1, you don't want to have multiple H1s on the page.
Right, okay.
You want just one heading that
has the H1 tag.
Has the H1 tag
Sure.
and summarizes what the page is about. Yeah, it's a title for the page. So.
Of course, right. Video?
Video is a great tool
Yep.
for that. Google, I believe, have released a statement saying that Google will increase your SEO
Yep.
or your organic search result. Page rank, I believe they call it.
Right.
And it's, I mean, content is probably the main thing.
Right, okay.
It's not just video, it's PDFs, it's amount of words up to a certain level until you start to just be rehashing the same topics.
So get enough information, but don't go over the top. Yeah, right. Good rules of thumb, I guess.
Yeah, what Google tries to do with each update is try and make the information more useful to the person looking for it.
More relevant to the search.
Yeah. And so they do that almost as by emulating how a human would see it. And also like bounce rates. If someone goes to your site and then takes off after a couple of seconds, Google will start to penalize that as well.
Right. And what about, for want of a better term, mobile readiness?
It's a huge one.
It's massive.
It's not something I think about too much now because almost all of us, all the sites we build are mobile responsive.
Yep.
But I guess there are still people who don't have mobile responsive websites. So fix that up.
Look into that, absolutely. And finally, last question. Are there any myths about SEO?
There is.
There's plenty, I'd say.
There's quite a few myths ready to be busted about SEO, and some that actually hold water too.
Sure.
But I guess one of the main ones is that SEO doesn't have value, which it's just, it's ridiculous.
Well, it's a myth.
It's a myth, yeah. But some people purport that they can offer a service for like $100 a month that will get you to the #1 spot on Google. And that's just, it's unrealistic in this marketplace because you're going up against all these other people who are using SEO and are, grabbing packages that are quite up there, and they are ranking well for a reason, and then you think you're going to come along with a little $100 package and get to #1, and it's highly unlikely unless you start getting lots of exceptional links inbound.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got those, like we said before, news.com's linking to you, such and such, that's fantastic. Then you don't have to spend maybe as much, but there's not many people out there who are getting those kinds of links. And if you're not one of those, $50, $100 a month is not really going to make an ounce of difference in the SEO world, because you're up against other people who are spending, as you say, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, depending
how do you
on
win
what your
against that?
business is,
Exactly.
tens of thousands of dollars.
Of course, yep. So listen, that is a myth, I reckon. And
Busted.
you busted it. That's correct. Thanks guys for watching. Tune in, we've got plenty more vlogs, more information to help you on this journey of advertising, marketing, website, SEO, everything. See you again.